Good morning. Thank you all for joining us today for the Lytham Partners Fall 2023 Investor Conference. My name is Joe Dorame, Managing Partner of Lytham Partners. I would like to welcome Society Pass Incorporated. Ticker symbol is SOPA on the NASDAQ. Presenting from the company today is Rokas Sidlauskas, Chief Marketing Officer. And as a reminder, management will be available for one-on-one virtual meetings. If you'd like to sign up, please visit our website at lythampartners.com/virtual and click the one-on-one meeting request button. Now I'd like to turn the presentation over to Rokas. Please proceed.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on here. My name is Rokas Sidlauskas. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at the Society Pass, and I'm here to give everybody an update and an overview of our company's activities. So what is Society Pass? Society Pass is a NASDAQ-listed fintech and e-commerce holding company that is focused on building the next generation digital ecosystem and loyalty platform in Southeast Asia. Here you can see a brief corporate summary. So as I mentioned, we are listed on NASDAQ under the ticker SOPA. We started our operations back in 2018, and we are headquartered in Singapore. Currently, we are operating a number of businesses in key primary Southeast Asian geographies, and I will be able to elaborate a little bit on them over the next few slides. Our team currently consists of just over 200 people across the region, and we have physical offices in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, Jakarta, Indonesia, Manila, the Philippines, and Bangkok, Thailand. A brief overview of our operations. As I mentioned, we are operating in Southeast Asia. We are an acquisition-focused company, acquiring a number of e-commerce and fintech businesses and rolling them up into our ecosystem. Since launching our operations, we have successfully onboarded over 3.7 million registered customers, as well as over 650,000 partner merchants. The verticals that we operate in are food and beverage delivery, which is mostly in the Philippines. We have a telecommunications company based out of Singapore, a an online travel agency based in Jakarta, Indonesia, and a digital marketing agency in Bangkok, Thailand, connecting millions of consumers and thousands of merchants across Southeast Asia. A brief overview of our balance sheet. Over the last few years, we have been working very hard to optimize our numbers. So I'm very happy to say that we have approximately $9 to $10 million of cash in our bank account. We don't have any debt. And as I mentioned earlier, we have been focusing towards profitability. So I'm very happy to say that this year, for Q4 and in Q4, we should announce profitability on the cash basis. Our burn rate compared to last year has been significantly reduced, and hopefully we'll continue the trajectory into 2024. Posting profitability on a yearly basis for the first time in the company's history. The quick question is, how did we achieve that? So our revenue growth has been pretty significant. We have been growing anywhere between 400 to 1,000% year on year. Very excited to say that this year we'll post numbers upwards of $13 million USD, which again signifies a pretty significant growth across the group. And a couple of mentions about our team. We have been putting a lot of emphasis on recruiting the right talent to lead our operations. So the company is led by Mr. Reynold Liang, who's our group CEO. He's based in Singapore, and primary responsibilities are general strategy management of the company, finance control, fundraising, and he brings a wealth of experience from the capital markets, has successfully completed a number of IPOs, and has over 20 years of experience in investment. I personally lead marketing and sales across the group. I'm based in Manila. I overlook all various forms of marketing, PR, social media, and as well as product development. Howie Ng is our Chief Technology Officer based in Singapore. And just as his title suggests, he's responsible for technology across the whole group. Mr. Yishang Tan is our Singapore-based Chief Financial Officer, and he has a very cool job of overlooking over the finance across the whole team. As you can see, we are a little bit spread. So Howie, Yishang, and Reynold are based in Singapore. I'm based in Manila, and as you will see in another slide, the rest of our team are scattered across Southeast Asia, giving us an ability to have a senior executive in most of the key geographies that we operate, allowing for a very intimate and direct oversight of a lot of the operations that we have in each of the markets. So Peter DeCara is our chairman and legal counsel. He bounces around multiple geographies. Mr. Patrick Sotanto is leading one of our more mature ventures called Nusa Trip out of Jakarta in Indonesia. Krankai is the CEO of Thoughtful Media, and we have Miss Arby leading our product development across the group. I would like to take a brief few minutes to deep dive and talk about each of our ventures. One of the most exciting companies in our portfolio is Thoughtful Media Group. When we acquired this company a couple of years ago, it was only operational in Bangkok. What we've done since then is open up field offices in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, Manila, Philippines, as well as Jakarta. Thoughtful Media is a digital advertising agency primarily focused on multi-channel network as well as premium businesses. It has been growing significantly. We're looking to double in size over the last year due to the regional expansion. We're very lucky to count clients such as Nestle in our portfolio. This company is also profitable. So we're looking to post profit for the first time this year. And we're operating circa 20 to 25% margins for the business as a whole. Nusa Trip is, again, one of our more mature companies in the region. Nusa Trip is the oldest online travel agency based out of Jakarta, Indonesia. When we acquired this company in 2023, it was solely based in Jakarta, Indonesia, and it had a very strong local footprint. Since our acquisition, again, we localized the platform. We optimized it for a lot of other Southeast Asian markets where Society Pass operates. And now you're able to book tickets across all key primary Society Pass markets, which, as I mentioned, are Thailand, Singapore, Vietnam, the Philippines, and Indonesia. Since we acquired Nusa Trip, we also made another strategic acquisition of V-Leisure, which gave us the know-how and the ability to sell hotel options as well. So in 2022, this company did around $60 million in GMV. With the localization of the platform, as well as the strategic acquisition, we're quietly hopeful of passing $100 million GMV mark for 2023. And again, I'm very proud to say that this is another profitable company in our portfolio. Le Flair is a fashion and lifestyle platform based out of Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. This was the first acquisition for Society Pass in the region when we started our operations. Prior to COVID-19, Le Flair was one of the primary brands in Vietnam selling premium goods. It had a significant footprint in the Vietnamese market. Unfortunately, COVID-19 pandemic created some challenges for the former management team. And we saw it as a great opportunity to acquire and to enter an e-commerce market in Vietnam. We have rebooted the operations, and again, we're very proud to say that over the last year and a half, or so, the company's operations have been optimized to the point where, again, we're coming back as one of the leading names in the fashion and lifestyle services within Vietnamese e-commerce ecosystem. Gorilla Global is one of my personal favorites. It's actually a telecommunications company based out of Singapore. The focus is on a travel eSIM solution. Most of you who probably travel quite often, you're familiar with a pretty annoying experience of having to constantly flip and change between different eSIMs as you travel. The challenges in subscribing, losing the SIM card. What Gorilla offers is a pretty revolutionary app where you're able to download this product into your phone. You apply this digital eSIM within your device, and then you're able to buy a data plan for any country around the world and just continue to use your phone. We see a lot of synergies between Gorilla and our travel agency. So over the course of the next year, you will see a very close cooperation between those two companies, enabling users of Nusatrip to stay in touch with family, friends, and business contacts while they travel with a matter of just a few clicks. And Sopo Loyalty. Sopo Loyalty is one of our internal proprietary products. It's something that we have dedicated last year in building. Sopo Loyalty is essentially a rewards wallet that allows people to get rewarded by interacting with any of the business verticals that we operate. When we looked at the loyalty model previously, we identified that it really fell into two primary buckets. You had a business-centric loyalty, which a good example is probably your Starbucks points. It's nice to go to a coffee place and get a free cup of coffee or a mug after every certain purchase. We thought that model is a little bit limited. Another primary bucket of loyalty is business-centric or industry-centric. So a good example is frequent flying miles around the world. Now, the challenge there is that the barrier to entry is quite high. The points expire. How many people fly 15, 20 times a year to maintain a certain status? So again, we thought it was a good way of improving it. So what is unique about Sopo Loyalty Wallet is the fact that we are not tied to any particular geography or business vertical. So a layman's example that I use is that, Joe, for example, you're able to buy a ticket on Nusatrip and fly from Los Angeles to Singapore. You will be rewarded for that purchase in society points. And then upon arrival to Singapore, you can immediately use those society points to purchase a digital eSIM from Gorilla and offset some of your costs by purchasing a data plan there. Whatever the data plan is then used, you're able then to convert it back into society points. But for that purchase, you also get rewarded with more points, and the wheel just keeps on spinning. So currently, we're integrating this product into all of our business verticals across the region. We're kind of playing around with the tokenomics to make sure that it really makes sense at a company level as well as for Society Pass itself. We look forward in the near future of making this a lot more open source. So companies in the region who see the value of being part of Society Pass's ecosystem are able to just simply connect with an API connection to this platform and become a member of this ecosystem. So a couple of highlights of what we mean by this integrated ecosystem. As you can see, all of the verticals that we operate, they actually interconnect. So again, a good example is that, a lady in Vietnam who shops on the Flare and makes 3-4 purchases a year, accumulates certain points, and then is able to use those points to offset her trip to Bali, for example, at the end of the year. Somebody who travels with Nusatrip to another geography within Society Pass ecosystem, for example, Vietnam, the Philippines, is able to use those points not only to stay in touch with our telecommunications offering, but also offset their F&B order. And again, somebody who travels from Singapore or Indonesia to Vietnam, for example, they're able to use those points to make a purchase on the flare. Now, we strongly believe that this model, which allows for more revenue generation for merchants, will ultimately lead to a creation of customer loyalty for Society Pass, and that customer loyalty of Society Pass will, again, naturally lead to more consumers for merchants, and naturally more consumers generated for merchants will lead to increased revenues. Another attractive point is that each of our verticals is not limited to a single revenue generating source. So as you can see, whether for lifestyle, whether it's e-commerce, distribution fees, delivery fees, airline hotel booking fees, there are multiple ways how each vertical earns and generates revenue for the group. Another amazing opportunity here is that from a perspective of Society Pass, it is very much of the left pocket, right pocket. So we are proactively able to cross-pollinate and market these companies to the users across the region, which again increases the value for each of the 650,000 merchants that we have across our ecosystem. Before I wrap up the presentation, a couple of investment highlights. As I mentioned, unlike most companies, we have 6 different verticals that we operate in, and the revenue generation has been spread across them equally, creating a very synergetic ecosystem. Our loyalty platform, which we believe will be a game changer, and we launched in June of this year, will be a key driver moving forward for the next foreseeable future, and will be the underlying linchpin of the Society Pass ecosystem that we are building. And very often when I speak to investors at these conferences, I get asked what is one of the more exciting things about the business, and to me, that's the markets that we operate in. I think there's a significant disconnect between investors, for example, in the United States and in Europe, and truly understanding Southeast Asia as a region. To me, I think we're building our business in the most exciting part of the world. The reason why I say that is because within a 4-hour flight from Singapore, we operate in the market of just under 700 million people. It's one of the fastest growing economic areas around the world. And some of the local statistics, for example, are so eyebrow raising, and to me they just signify such an amazing opportunity there. I'll share a couple of them with you. A lot of people might not know that Vietnam, for example, is a population of 100 million people, which is great. However, over 55% of them are under 30. Now, to anybody who's building a business, that's such a fantastic statistic to be aware of. Unfortunately, 60 to 65% of the population in Southeast Asia are unbanked in its most traditional sense, the way we would understand it here in the United States. Again, to a lot of people, that signifies a challenge. We see it as a massive opportunity of how to take those people who are traditionally unbanked, and whether that's with the use of digital e-wallets or other avenues, to bring them online and to make them members of this digital ecosystem that we're building. And lastly, I think we have put a lot of effort into building a fantastically experienced management team that is leading this company. Each of our verticals is being led by a person with a significant experience. We have a significant portion of our management team who are females. And again, we have a significant track record of successful exits and building digital businesses in Southeast Asia. Thank you very much for your time.
Rokas, thank you very much. We appreciate your time today. And again, if you'd like to sign up for one-on-one meetings, please visit our website at lythampartners.com/virtual and click the one-on-one meeting request button. We wish you all a good day and enjoy the conference.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.